Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so we've just had the first day of round 2 here at Thame, and it's been a festival of horseboarding. I mean, we have literally gone from one arena to the next arena, turned around, gone back to the next arena, turned around, gone back to the next arena. We've run something like 90 races in the, 60 races, no, 90 races in the main ring, and then we've run another load in the other arena as well. So lots of racing going on. We're both a little horse.
Yep.
And part of that hoarseness is because of how excited we were getting during the last heat for the elite. And one of those moments that is just awesome, absolute awesome. You could not write it. What happened?
Absolutely, you couldn't script it. It couldn't have gone off better. We started off that session in the sunshine, but just in the distance, the big black rain clouds were storming. They were heading our way. You know, it was going to happen. Everyone knew it was going to happen.
And the question was, so we had this morning and it was all wet, and we kind of thought the last run this morning, that's going to be the time for everyone. We were saying, look, you're going to have to put your time down now because it might rain all day for all we know.
Absolutely.
So you've got to get it done now. So as Rich said, we came to the afternoon heat. We've just seen the novices first went out, and they all devastated their time in their first rotations. So we're thinking, okay, the elites are going to improve their times, which they all did, but on the horizon was this black cloud arriving, and UK Border Force were itching to get onto that pitch.
UK Border Force were the last to go in the rotation, so that you could just see the rain starting to fall on them as they got their opportunity.
Yeah, well, I mean, let's just look. We got Dead Pigeons improved their time by 2 seconds.
Sub 80 seconds in their first run.
Mad Atters improved their time by
miles,
8 seconds.
Yeah.
And then Consider It Done also improved their time only by a second, but they actually improved by 6 seconds, but they got a bunch of touches, which was very unfortunate for them. And all the time while these races were going on, there was a couple of non-completions, the yellow card, but all the time these races were going on, Ollie must have been chewing at his board, wanting to get into the arena, and you could see them. We need to get in that arena before this rain starts. And as they enter the rain is just starting to spit. The dark, it's all going dark, and they went round there like an absolute lunatic, bat out of hell. This is our opportunity. This is our chance to win this race.
But you've got to give them credit, right? It wasn't just like we're going to fly out there because we've got to do it first. They were so in control. They went through the weave perfectly. They do all that. They picked perfect lines, working together. It was a magnificent performance.
And literally, they crossed the finish line with a 77.20, which gave them the first place. And as we were announcing they've just taken first place, the heavens opened and down came this hailstorm, which was so bad we couldn't even see across the arena from the commentary box.
No, people were running for cover. It was biblical. On Easter Sunday, it was a biblical storm. It was something else. And after, you got to say, after that, nothing really happened.
No, well, we saw a lot of people crash.
Yeah, no one managed to complete
the run.
No one completed a run in the elite category.
Until at the very end of all of them, after UK Border Force again and demonstrated such great board riding, on his next run, all the teams went out. They all went sliding all over the place. They didn't score anything. It was a bunch of load of crashes. There'll be a video, I'm sure. You'll see it at some point. But then they went out for the third rotation. And in the second rotation, Ollie also fell, but he fell on the 90-degree turn, and he just ran out of steering. He was down on the floor, and he was trying to get the board to dig in to actually make the turn, and it just didn't turn because the ground is now covered in ice, and he slipped out and took out the no-go zone cones, took those cones out. So the next time he goes around, though, aware of how bad he struggled to make that turn on that time, the time previous, he actually started turning way earlier and actually was getting down into the corner and sliding the board way before he was ever going to get anywhere near the cone.
A carve round the corner.
And it's almost like I don't know, an archery or a golf hit. It's like, I'm going to knock it, and then that'll just about, like, he was planning where his board was going to go, but actually having no control really over when it was going to stick. It could have dug in before and sent him off
Absolutely.
completely into the corner.
It wasn't just brilliant skill, it was true bravery. It was so brave to get out there, and they completed their run.
And they completed that run with only, they had a touch unfortunately, but they were only 0.5 of a second behind their best run, which they'd done in the dry. So that just, what? And then not only that, but they had their 2-second penalty, which then knocked them down to 79 seconds. So it was their dry run that counted, which means that at the end of day one in the elite, the table is looking something more like what we're used to seeing, but
Kind of,
but with a few nice surprises. So in 7th place, Pocket Rocket again. Lloyd completed some runs this morning, but he was going steady on the rough ground.
Yeah.
But he just didn't manage to pull it together when it dried up. He did better with limited edition, but for some reason it's just not working with the Pocket Rocket gel. The gel is just not quite there. But of course, like we said, there's no reason why he won't get to a point where it's good enough to do it.
Exactly.
Exactly. And then we are talking in 6th place is Consider It Done. Again, they actually came in with an 86, and 86 would have put them up into 5th place, but they got a couple of touches, and unfortunately, Levi ran out of gas.
He just runs out of gas towards the end of the day. He's really struggling for that climb at the end.
So they withdrew him. His fast runs. They took a gamble. If they'd have got away with just the one touch, they'd have been all right.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, just at the end of the race, they got those extra couple of touches. It's just kind of knocked them down the table. Then we're into 5th place, Bored Senseless. Expected to see them more. They were on 89.61. Didn't complete a run this afternoon, and are actually quite a way behind 4th place, which is Drug Act, who are on 84.
So they're a good 5 seconds behind, which is a lot of time you've got to make up on day 2 to get that average down.
Yeah,
I think maybe Board Census might have to be happy with 5th place in this one and just move on.
Of course, anything can happen.
Yeah,
and of course, Drag Act need to actually complete tomorrow. There's no reason why they won't, but there's a perfect chance that they won't complete. Board Senseless do complete, and that could change.
Absolutely.
That could change the tactics or how it goes.
So we're looking now at 3rd place, Mad Hatters. Did some fantastic runs this morning. Came out and annihilated their first run in the afternoon session. They put down a time of 78.34. Great to see them running again, back up to full speed after a rocky start 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, and that's 78. That was a 6-second improvement when they came out and did that run. And then 2nd place is Dead Pigeons. I said it.
Not used to saying that.
At the end of day 1, Dead Pigeons are in 2nd place, and that does not happen. The 4-time national champions. That doesn't happen very often. I've seen them end a heat in 2nd place. Yeah, okay, fair enough. But to end the day, they got a 2-second hill to climb tomorrow, basically, because in the front, as UK Border Force, with fate just landed perfect for them on that run.
Brilliant. We'll get that uploaded for you as quick as we can, because it was just a phenomenal scene. Even as the rain started coming and the people started running around, there was still the hardcore there giving it that, because it was just spectacular.
Yeah.
So we'll get that uploaded for you, and you've got to come down here tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. Get down here to Thame Country Fair show.
Yeah.
It's been a brilliant day. There's loads of stuff going on in the main arena, loads of stalls and stands and loads of shopping and things to do like that. But most importantly of all, the National Horseboarding Championships are really hotting up. It's going to be a brilliant day tomorrow, so I hope to see you then.